President Trump's family is launching a smartphone alongside its own mobile service dubbed Trump Mobile. However, will it follow in Trump's Made in America agenda? Yahoo Finance's tech editor Dan Howley joins us now with more. Dan.
Yeah, Josh, this is something that the Trump family went out and announced yesterday, basically showing off the idea of this Trump mobile phone plan. It's basically a virtual mobile network. It's going to ride on what they say is the three major carriers in the U.S. That includes Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile. I've reached out to them. I haven't heard back yet from any of the carriers on that. They also announced a new phone that they're calling the T1 phone. This phone is going to be available for $499, a down payment of $100. They say it'll be available in September. The big to-do, though, about this is that it's supposedly made in America, and that would be a big deal because we just don't have very many phone companies that manufacture in America. In fact, one that I spoke to is from Purism. It's the Liberty phone. It's a specialized phone that's all about security and keeping separate from big tech organizations, but that phone sells for $1,999. This phone, $499, sounds like a great deal. However, a number of experts that I've spoken to have kind of thrown cold water on the idea that it will actually be made in America. In fact, some have pointed out that the phone is eerily similar to another phone company, their device, the WingTech Revel 7. It has similar cameras. That phone is a Chinese-made phone. T-Mobile also sells a version of that called the Revel 7 under its Metro brand. That device has a Qualcomm processor. That processor is made in China, so it would take away from that whole made in America thing. And then Eric Trump had actually said during an interview with conservative YouTube personality Benny Johnson that he eventually all the phones can be built in the United States of America. So there's kind of mixed signals going on right here. The one thing that when I spoke to the head of Purism, who develops that Liberty phone, said is it took them 10 years to get to that point, to be able to actually get the phones in the U.S. And one of the issues was, getting a processor that fits there. They say that all the electronics are built within the U.S. The frame for the phone, though, is built in China. So they make sure to point out that the electronics are all U.S. made and developed. So, something like that, it's taken them years to get to that point.
And how much, Dan, did you say he's selling that phone for?
$1,999. So their most recent phone. And so, I think it's one of those things where we're just going to have to wait and see if this phone actually does come out, if it actually is built in the U.S. Right now, you can see what different people are saying online. There's a lot of, show me, rather than, or will this just be vaporware where it's announced and it just never premieres? But they are taking cash for it now as far as those $100 pre-orders. So we're just going to have to see. But all of this, again, is part of the Trump administration's effort, to push that whole made in America idea. They've said that they're going to place tariffs on Apple or Samsung if they don't start building their phones in the U.S. That's not going to happen. He'll be out of office before they even get facilities up and running. So it's not something that I think anyone can confidently say would actually happen with Apple and Samsung.
I look forward to the Dan Howley review of that phone, though.
Yes.
That's what I'm waiting for. Thank you, Dan.